How do I look? Got the bow tie on my beard. Welcome everyone to episode 497 of the Daily Mother Swole. The most muscular swolecast in the realm. The Beard Bowcast. Because when I flicks, you flicks, we all flicks.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Every day live at 12 noon Eastern time. Thank you for joining me. Very chill intro because we are getting up. We're going for a walk. Throwing a little variable skis into the Swole. So we're taking this gain train for a ride. It's a beautiful day, so I thought, you know what, why the hell should I be in one place? Let's take this puppy for a stroll. What's going on, Dan? What's going on, Justin? So remember, everyone, you can join the Daily Swole. Where are we here? You can join the Daily Swole live every day at 12 noon Eastern time right here on Facebook. And you can also catch every single episode on SoundCloud and iTunes and also on YouTube. So every single day I am live. The show was recorded and absolutely zero excuses. Yeah, mobile Swole, what the hell, right? What the hell? Let's just get some air under my wings. I figured this would kind of shake things up a little bit. It's nice. It's nice being in a different spot, you know. It's nice changing up the scenery. You know, this is exactly what I talk about. This is exactly what I talk about with changing up your environment at the gym. Like if you're in the gym, the same gym all the time, if you're always in the same gym, that you need to change up your environment. You need to go to a different gym. You need to go to a different location. Sometimes it's not even you need to change your diet. It's not even that you need to change up your exercise. It's not that you need to change your entire routine. It's just that you need to change your scenery. And that could even just be for a couple workouts just to mix things up. Comment below, actually, if you all have multiple gym memberships. Any of you have more than one membership at the gym? I have like 4 all over. I actually got one up here where I'm staying, escaping from the hurricane. I also got a couple small gyms, got like that, standard LA Fitness, big chain gym membership. So I have several different memberships that I use to mix things up, and that eliminates things like Friday excuses. I've been putting out a lot of content. I've been putting out a lot of content about nutrition, been putting out content about that video about not using kids as an excuse. And since today is Flex Friday, I felt like it was a perfect day to talk about excuses, because today is the day that everyone's making excuses, right? Today is the classic, what do I call it? Fucking happy hour bullshit, right? Where everyone's, getting ready for the weekend, ready to cheat. So like the first thing you want to do, the first thing that people plan on doing right after you fucking get off work, the first thing you plan on doing right after you get off work is to go to the bar and have some drinks. So right away at like 4 or 5 o'clock, all the bars start having a, happy hour where you start offering all these specials and everyone gets drunk and, eats like shit. You just get it started. You don't even wait till Saturday. So when we talk about the weekend, we talk about having 2 days where you slack. We talk about Saturday and Sunday, but it's really 2.5 because you have Friday afternoon as well. You have a long week, and a lot of you are doing things that you don't enjoy. So you have a long week doing things that you don't enjoy doing, so you're stressed, you're mentally stressed. So I understand the fact that since you're mentally stressed, what do you want to do? You want to unleash, you want to let go, you want to, kind of unplug from doing everything that you didn't enjoy doing all week, right? You want to unwind. So you have a drink, you kind of forget your fucking name, you forget about your diet, you forget about all those things that you claimed you wanted, like weight loss, you wanted to eat healthy, you wanted to make a change in your life, and all those things, right? So, Bella, what's going on, man? Yeah, that was weird. That was weird, dude. So let me see some of the comments here. I kind of wanted to do a little bit of a more Q&A, but talk some real shit today. You know, talk some real shop. And those of you that are listening to the podcast, I'm actually outside walking right now, walking down the street. And I almost feel bad because I can tell like my voice carries. So, you know, people in the neighborhood are probably hearing Papa Swole raging from the street. It's all echoing. I told my friend that in a few months he's gonna walk outside and all his neighbors are gonna be jacked, because for the last like few weeks they just heard me talking about you know, fitness stuff for like 3 weeks or a month. So they're hearing me talk about fitness stuff. So he's gonna walk around and all his neighbors, that, you know, his older neighbors, are gonna be like freaking huge and swole because they've been hearing me like rant about, you know, motivational stuff and telling everyone to stop making fucking excuses, get huge, man. So all these people that never worked out a day in their life, you know, Cleveland's not the most physically fit area, but it's up and coming, man. You know, fitness is spreading. But where was I? Antonio, has anyone else had problems buying the premium with PayPal? No, there shouldn't be any problems. Antonio, if you have an issue with PayPal, you probably want to contact them directly. Actually, I had a couple people join the premium group with PayPal today, actually, so there shouldn't be any problems. But let's, this dog is about to try to rip my face off. I guess it's, you know, my beard, my hair. I got my Swolenormous shirt on, so I look completely, can't see the gains, so I guess I probably look like a creeper walking down the street. You probably would have a lot of vloggers in Miami. Everyone's talking to their phones. Let's see. So yeah, so if anyone's watching, and here's just, you know, if anyone's coming in, any issues, if there's any issues getting my ebook for whatever reason, you know, electronics, sometimes things get caught in spam folders. So if you have any problems getting my ebook, just message me and I'll send it. Sometimes email services pick up things. If there's an issue signing up for, if you have an issue signing up for premium, even if it's PayPal, let me know, because sometimes, you know, there could be something that I can do on my end that might facilitate your experience with the Swolenormous community. So if there's anything that you have any issues with at all, just let me know, and I can look into it again on my end. So yeah, this whole shift, you know, the whole shift with fitness, you know, this is really where like my focus is when it comes to you know, all this content, and my direction for wanting to do a lot of these videos is the fact that we have an ever climbing popularity with fitness. You know, you got so many fitness quote unquote experts in the field, people that might have a nice physique, but people that really don't have any right. People that don't have any right to talk about fitness, to educate people. That's the problem, you know. It's great that everyone has a voice. It's great that we have a way that we can connect on social media. It's a great thing that we are able to interact like this, but at the same time, you know, you're also hearing too many voices. And it doesn't mean that you can't find inspiration. It doesn't mean that you need a fancy degree to know what you're talking about. But it's hard to sift through everything. And one of the trends that's perpetuating is the fitness popularity, but also the obesity, you know, the epidemics. And a lot of people don't want to understand, they don't want to really know the truth, right? So when we talk about food, and we talk about dairy, and we talk about ice cream, or we talk about beans, we talk about all these things that could be causing people issues, you got a couple things I want you to keep in mind. And this is like in the same theme of, you know, making an excuse on Friday, because the diet is what really a lot of you make excuses for on Friday. That's going to come down to understanding that you're individual. You know, you are a unique person. So what works for one person might not work for you. The issues that one person has might not cause the same issue for you. So if one person's violently allergic to milk and to dairy, you might not have the same exact violent response. However, that doesn't mean that it's good for you. Just because you don't have violent reactions from certain foods, just because you don't have violent reactions from dairy doesn't mean that your body isn't fighting inflammation, that your body isn't fighting like an infection, so to speak. And I had a conversation via email recently, and I get a lot of these messages. Someone was asking me, what should I do? I'm trying to lose weight, trying to see results, whatever it was. I forget if it was like building muscle or losing weight. And the person asked me what they should do, and a couple things that they eat. And I told them to cut out inflammatory foods, right? I told them to cut out inflammatory foods, and I listed a couple inflammatory foods like dairy, whatever, breads. I just threw a couple out there in the email, just to give like a little heads up before, because I didn't know what the response was going to be. So I decided just to throw out a couple examples, right? So I did that, and so I get a response saying, well, I don't want to give up eggs. I don't have any issues, with dairy or rice or something, whatever the heck it was. So I'm cool with that. And yeah, Austin, diet is huge. Absolutely. We're making the You're Fat video. Kind of, right? I like that. I want to keep it a little bit more chill and interactive today. I want to do a little bit more, kind of chill time. But, I don't always like having the board. I like just kind of talking, going philosophy and going into it. I mean, it's a live broadcast. It's a daily Swole. It's the daily. It doesn't have to be anything. That's another thing too. It doesn't have to be me. It doesn't have to be me in front of a board. It doesn't have to be me drawing something out all the time. We can do casual stuff like this too. Plus there was someone like mowing their lawn next door, so it was loud as shit. So that was another honest inspiration for this little journey we're taking together. So where was I? So yeah, so the guy said that he didn't have any issues from dairy or from rice. So that was okay. And I said, well, the confusing thing, and this is the takeaway from this whole, conversation, is that the takeaway is that you don't know that you're having inflammation. You don't know that you're having issues from the dairy. That's the whole point. You don't realize that. And the reason, for those that might be watching or catching this for the first time or hearing this information for the first time, it's because when you eat foods that are not good for you, when you eat foods that your body is having inflammation from, what happens is your body treats it like an invader. So it produces what's known as antibodies. So it produces, mimicking enzymes and things that can fight the inflammation, that can fight the intruders, right? Fight the bad things, fight the bad people, the bad molecules from the food, right? Let's say the bad dairy molecules, it fights it. And since you've been eating milk, it's like a vaccine, right? It's like a vaccine. So you've been eating milk, for example, since you were a baby. And I don't mean your mother's milk. I mean cereal, milk and cookies, all the stuff that kids eat, right? Stay with me here, this is important. So you're eating milk since you're a baby. So you have, since you're little, eating these dairy products. And your body has built up these immunities and these antibodies for years, for decades. Decades, fam. Decades. Been building this stuff up for decades. So now when you drink milk or you have ice cream, you might get a little indigestion. Maybe. You might not even notice it. But that's because your body has the antibodies built up that fight the dairy molecules, essentially. All right, there's no such thing as a dairy molecule, but the lactose and the casein and the things that you're allergic to. So your body fights this off. Your body fights this off. It has defenses. It's had the army built up for 30 years. That's why when you have a dairy product, you don't feel bad. But Here's where all my nutrition content comes into play. When I talk about removing things, when I talk about eliminating. You take this food out, right? And I'm just using milk as an example. We could be talking about beans, we could be talking about rice, we could be talking about bread and grains. I just want you to put this into perspective so you understand what I mean, or why cutting things out and why removing things for 3-4 weeks, why that actually works, the application of it. So you remove this for, let's say 4 weeks, let's say a month, all right? You have no dairy, no milk for a month. Long time, right? Not really. You've been consuming milk for 30, 40 years, 20 years, 15 years, whatever it is. You remove it out of your diet for 3 or 4 weeks. Then, because it's not present in your diet, because it's not around, your body stops producing those antibodies. Your body starts putting its guard down and it stops producing those things that protect it from dairy. One of the most important concepts to understand about the human body is that if you don't use it, you lose it. If your body has no need to produce defenses for dairy products, it won't produce defenses, it won't maintain them. So there's no dairy present, right? You've cut it out for 4 weeks. Let's just say 4 weeks, right? So your body gets rid of all the defenses, puts the wall down, tells the troops to go home. No milk is present, we don't need it, we're not in trouble, okay? So your body does that. And hold on, I'm gonna cross the street. Last thing I wanna do is be known as that famous fitness personality or something that got killed walking across the street vlogging. God, that'd be a terrible way to go. So after you remove it for 4 weeks, your body takes its defenses down, and then, here's the kicker, then after 4 weeks, you implement it again. You test it, right? You test it out. So you test out your dairy allergy that you said you didn't have, right? You feel fine. You feel fine from eating dairy. But since now you no longer have those defenses because your body has been completely spared of dairy for 4 weeks, all of a sudden you get terrible cramps. Your joints ache, you feel bloated, you even feel nauseous. You're in the bathroom all night with diarrhea. And all this time, you thought that dairy was fine for you. That's what you thought. And that is the interesting part. That is the difference. That's what I'm trying to bring to you. That's the content that I'm bringing to you. Not that I know exactly what bothers you the most. Okay? Not that I know who you are. Not that I know exactly what's going to help you lose 10 pounds really quickly, drop 15 pounds fast, get abs, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how to do that for you. I know what works. I know what works tried and true. I know it's hard fucking work, and that's what gets results. But it's important to understand that you have to put in the work, and you are a scientific experiment. If you treat your body and you treat your life and you treat your situation as a trial and error type thing, it changes the game dramatically, because then it becomes less, what do? I have to search for an answer, right? Here's the gold. Here's the trick for today. It becomes less that you need to search for the perfect diet, that you need to search for the perfect exercise program. And then it becomes something that you look within. You look within yourself. It becomes something that you go internally for rather than looking for an external answer. Because what I just told you, the story that I just told you, is literally looking within. You didn't go outside for any answers. You used your body. You used the tools that you had, and you took away one thing. You stopped eating one type of food for a couple weeks. It's a couple weeks, man. That's nothing. You stopped eating one type of food for a couple weeks, and all you did was implement it back in one day, and you found out a major answer that could be causing you horrific bloating, water retention, joint inflammation, as well as fat storage. Because here is what happens when your body is inflamed and eating the wrong foods. Your body goes into a fat storage mode. So here is the kicker when you think, right? Oh, well, I'm only having 100 calories of this bad food. Well, if that bad food that 100 calories of bad food is causing you inflammation, then you're gonna be storing fat, in more cases more than 100 calories, because other foods that you're eating are gonna have issues digesting, and your body is still gonna be continuously storing fat. Regardless if you're eating 100 calories of the bad food, your body will store more fat, more prone to storing fat from even healthy foods. So it goes far beyond just the food that you're eating that's bad. It goes into all the other foods that you're consuming, that your body is consuming while you're in that inflammatory state. Okay? And it's just, today is that day for excuses, you know? Today is a day where everyone wants to fucking quit. Today is a day where everyone feels, oh, I deserve the time off. I worked so hard all week. I deserve to poison myself. I deserve to pummel myself with garbage. That's just a fucking excuse. That's just a lazy cop-out, you know, trying to give yourself a reason that you can, okay, grasp in your brain, that you'll feel good. You know what? If I tell myself I worked really hard, if I just blame it on Friday, blame it on Friday. Don't blame shit on Friday. Blame it on yourself. It's your fault. You know, everything is your fault. And I posted this picture the other day on my Instagram account. So if you're not following me also on Instagram, if you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me Instagram at Swolenormous. Swolenormous everywhere. But I'm posting a lot of content, a lot of fire, dropping a lot of knowledge nukes on IG. I'm gonna park it right here for a second, stand my ground. Yeah, you know, don't blame it on Friday. You know, it's not Friday's fault. It's not fair. It's not fair. You know, it's not Friday's fault. It's not Friday's fault that you want to be fat, right? It's not Friday's fault that you want to have a cheeseburger. It's not Friday's fault that you want to have beers. You know, if you want results, that's up to you. I like that, Vince. I like that. Blame it on the rain. Blame it on the rain. But look through the comments. Right now, if you're watching this, comment below if you cut out dairy and saw a big change. You could blame it on the rain. You could blame it on your parents. You could blame it on your job. I just posted a video about blaming it on your kids on Instagram and here on Facebook the other day. You can't blame it on anyone. If you succeed, it's your fault. If you lose, it's your fault. Everything is your fault. And that might seem overwhelming, but it's also liberating. Like, you have control of things. There are things you have control of. You have control of what you put in your mouth. You have control if you make the decision to work out or sit on the couch and eat potato chips. Like, you have those decisions. And honestly, it's as simple as making those decisions. Like, hey, I'm gonna go work out. Hey, I'm not gonna eat potato chips. I'm gonna drink more water and do foam rolling while I watch a movie. You know, it doesn't mean you can't watch a movie. It doesn't mean you can't have fun with your friends. But why does hanging out with your friends have to, you know, you pummeling alcohol and eating like shit? Why does watching TV have to be with you shoveling garbage into your face? It's because we're taught, you know, we were given popcorn since we watched movies when we were a kid, and we're just used to eating garbage while we watch a movie. You know, you go to a movie theater and you have to get shit, right? You have to buy processed crap while you watch a movie. Doesn't make sense. So that's what I want for you today, right? That's what I want you to think about. That's what I want you to think about today, Friday. Don't blame it on Friday. Don't give yourself, you know, Friday excuses. There's no need for Friday excuses. There's no excuse for a Friday excuse. It sounds funny. Totally true. There's absolutely no reason why you should be blaming any of your issues, any of your successes, anything on the day of the week. So if you're serious, you know, if you're serious about making some change, if you're serious about getting your fitness on track, you know, that's what all of this is about, right? That's what we're doing right here. That's what we're all about. That's what this community is all about. We are here to stick together. We're here to come together and bring others into our circle that want to make that change without being inundated by the crap that everyone tells us. You know, sure, there are fads, but there are also fads that are good. There are fads that are bad. Fad is just something that gets popular and kind of gets mainstream. Just because something's mainstream doesn't mean it's bad. But oftentimes we follow the wrong horse. We follow the fad that we like the most because it might seem the easiest. It might seem the most accessible. And there is nothing that's easiest, people. There's nothing that's the easiest. It's all hard. It's all challenging. There's nothing that's super, super simple. There's nothing that's going to come without hard work. So that's the biggest way to tell if there's a fad or if anything's bullshit. If that fad comes with, simple, quick, those kinds of, descriptive words give you a lot of insight as to what it is. So, yeah, don't take diet advice from someone that's more out of shape than you are. Don't take fitness advice about building muscle from someone that doesn't have any muscle. You could be smart enough, not to say that those people don't know what they're talking about. You could be really overweight and know what you're talking about. But you want to take information from someone that obviously has done it, that obviously has boots on the ground, chips in the game, skin in the game. And I know that's why you follow me, and that we have the support system and we have the community that we have here together, is because I do it, and I do it. And I'm not perfect, and you're not perfect, and you're never going to be perfect. But the important thing is to understand that you have the ability to improve yourself. You have the ability to do better. You have the ability to do more with what you have. You have the ability to do more with what you have. There isn't something else that you need. You have a lot of content, a lot of information just waiting inside your body for you to find. But most of you watching, and most of you that will watch this, those of you that aren't watching live or listening to this on the podcast, you're not willing to cut out foods. You're not willing to get up at 5:30 to go to the gym at 6 before work or school. It turns into a lot of talk. That's right, Randy. It turns into a lot of talk. Talk the talk, don't walk the walk. It's one thing to say you want it, which is fine. You have the ability to say whatever you want, but are you actually going to do it? And it comes down to more than just what you say to other people. What do you say to yourself? If you tell people you're going to do something and then you don't do it, you're losing integrity with yourself. You can't be trusted with yourself. So, if you're watching this later, that dairy example is not limited to just dairy. It's limited to any of the major inflammatory foods. And there's a bunch out there. And I've done other videos on that, and there'll be more content coming up in the near future. Just understand that you have the power to make Friday an amazing day. You have the power to make Friday a day of no excuses. You have the power to make Friday the day you start. Why wait till Monday? A lot of you are going to be like, oh, well, I'm going to start Monday. Why start Monday? Why start Monday? You know what? I'm going to make that video today. I'm going to probably put that on Facebook tomorrow. I'll probably put that on Facebook tomorrow. I'll cut that up for Instagram. I can do that. Why wait till Monday? Fucking Fridays, man. Fucking Fridays. Everyone using that as a day to punch out. Why? Why are we punching out on Fridays? This isn't 1947 when we were fucking doing 9 to 5s. It's 2017. Life is different. Life is different. Friday has nothing to do with anything. It's an arbitrary, it's a name we give to a day. That's it. That's it. A lot of you watching work Saturday, Sunday, so what the hell does Friday mean to you? Nothing. Just means the banks aren't open like on Saturday or Sunday, and you have to fucking get shit done today that's closed on Saturday and Sunday. That's it. Friday doesn't mean anything. So, love you guys. And those of you that are in my premium group, hope you enjoyed the workshop last night, the foam rolling workshop. That was awesome. I feel like everyone in there has a lot of content and context for all the corrective exercise. A great place to start before a workout, to warm up, to cool down. So that was awesome. I think Friday, today is a day. You could be dead tomorrow and you never actually started. There's no reason to wait. There's no reason to wait till Monday. That's just another excuse. So have a great workout today. Eat well. Eat on point. Start the weekend off right and start it off doing things that are going to get you closer to your goal. I don't care if it's Saturday or Sunday. I don't care if you're not working for the next 2 days. I don't care if you had a tough week. Everyone's got a tough week. Everyone's got problems. What can you control? You control what you eat. You control if you train. You control how you think about your week, how you think about your life, how you approach your goals, how you approach what you want out of your day, who the person that you want to be. Those are things that you can control. That's what you can control. So fucking control it. A lot of you think about that. The only things you can control are if you train, what you eat, a couple other things. And a lot of you don't even control that. So you just let everything out of your control. So, got a lot of new content. I'm going to be taking a lot of these topics and blowing them up. I'm fucking amped. I'm amped. I'm absolutely amped. So, make sure you stay on point. Make sure you take Friday seriously, because it's just another day to get shit done. Peace, McGeese. Deuce, Magoose. Thank you for joining me for 497. Coming up on 500, right and tight. Thank you for joining me for Flex Friday. Got my Swolenormous hoodie on there. Oh, if you're interested in apparel, don't forget, check out Swolenormousapparel.com. I'll be posting some more stuff. I want to make a couple new shirts, so check that out, Swolenormousapparel.com. Deuce, Magoose, and Peace, McGeese. Every day live at 12 noon Eastern time. Catch all the episodes on YouTube. And remember, podcast, SoundCloud, and iTunes. And I'll see a lot of you on Instagram for Instagram stories, Snapchat. But make sure you follow me on IG, because I'm posting a lot of great stuff in there. All right, peace, fam. I'll be talking to a bunch of you premium members in a few minutes for our one-on-one call. So talk to you soon. Love you guys. Mwah.